Between Us: How Cultures Create Emotions by Batja Mesquita. Performed by Michaela Ossing. Do all human beings have emotions, just like we all have noses or hands? Our noses have different shapes and sizes, but when all is said and done, they help us breathe and let us sniff and smell the world around us. Our hands can be big or small, strong or weak, but regardless, they help us touch, grasp, hold, and carry. Does the same hold for emotions? Is it true that emotions can look different, but in the end, we all have the same emotions, that deep inside, everybody is like yourself? It would mean that once you take the time to get to know somebody, you will recognize and comprehend the feelings of people who have different backgrounds, speak different languages, come from other communities or cultures. But are other people angry, happy, and scared just like you? And are your feelings just like theirs? I do not think so. The first time I became aware that my emotions were not like those of people from another culture was when I moved to the United States. I was raised in the Netherlands, and save some short ventures to other European countries, that was where I had lived until I was about 30 years old. In many ways, my transition was easy. My English was conversational when I first came to the States, because I had used it professionally. My American colleagues at the University of Michigan could not have been nicer. The day I arrived, they welcomed me with a faculty dinner. One of them invited me to their Christmas family dinner. Others gave me small end-of-the-year presents. Yet I remember my first year in the United States as rocky. I often felt a little off. In my own country, I was used to being a socially adept and emotionally intelligent person. But when I arrived at the University of Michigan in November 1993, I felt emotionally out of sync. My new colleagues were gracious, happy, and outgoing. They exchanged niceties with each other and with me. I liked their company, and I liked how they treated me. Yet things were not easy, because I was unable to reciprocate in appropriate ways. I felt my own emotional shortcomings. In conversations, it did not come naturally to me to be outgoing and appreciative, to offer compliments, or to acknowledge effort and intention. I was not happy or grateful enough, not as happy as I clearly felt I ought to be, given the situation and given how everybody else was acting. It bothered me that I was emotionally underperforming, and I was not merely imagining that I was. I simply was not smooth. One day, a colleague asked me if I would like to have lunch with her the next day. I replied in truth, "Tomorrow I can't." My new friend, Michelle Acker, overheard the conversation and coached me privately that I could have been more forthcoming and pleasant. "I would love to go out for lunch with you. Can we do it some other time, though? I already have plans for tomorrow." Instead, she said I sounded rude. Rude? It certainly wasn't what I meant to be. In my mind, it was simply informative. I also had difficulty making sense of others' emotions. When Michelle and I entered a drugstore, and she greeted the store clerk with an enthusiastic, "How are you?" I asked her if she knew this woman. She did not. The interest she displayed in the clerk's well-being did not seem to fit the situation. The clerk, without missing a beat, reciprocated with a smooth, "Wonderful, and what about yourself?" I was left wondering what I had missed in this enthusiastic exchange between strangers.